Alright, everyone, welcome back to another Game Dev Daily, number 36 tonight. It is March the 2nd, I believe. Probably only going to be a short one today, just because I don't have a whole lot planned, so look, we'll figure out what we're going to get up to, but I don't think I'm going to have this one drag on super long. So, yeah, let's take a look. Alright, what were we doing last time? We did a little bit of parallaxing, and we got the bounding boxes working on the cameras, I believe is where we left off. So we can take a quick look to see how some of that stuff's working now. So we can see our camera's pretty good. Stop scrolling when we don't actually want it to scroll. I think we also adjusted the slooper stuff a bit as well. So that's also nice. Alright. What do we want to do today? I actually don't have a lot planned. We could do some more art stuff, which would mainly just consist of like shrubbery. Like kind of flesh out these, and probably like actual branches as platforms. I don't really know how I'd want to make them look. I guess they wouldn't actually be branches, but something along the lines of that. Alright. What can we get up to today? Probably want to have this figured out before I go into the stream, huh? Alright, well, we adjust the sloopers a bit. And I know we have gone through and created a bunch of these prefabs and whatnot. Which is nice. Foreground, background. Ah, right, okay. So I quickly see what happens. Ah, I have some trees poking out. Okay. I'm at like a complete loss today. I don't know. What was something that I wanted to actually work on? It's been like pretty easy up until now to be like, oh yeah, this session we're gonna work on this. This session we're gonna work on this. But the camera thing was like kind of a big close for me. So I was like pretty happy in the state we got it. But obviously I need to work on something. I mean, if I really can't think of anything, then we will just do some artwork. But I would like to do something else. This slooper needs to be replaced with a slooper, right? Let me quickly do that. Slooper, right? So enemies, and I'll just move it up here. Put it like here-ish. Something like that'll do. I mean, like, I can work on the kind of the boss area, which would like go over here somewhere probably. That's another thing. Because I kind of want to work on like making like a portal type thing. I mean, we can just keep working on this opening level and kind of just making it look better. But at some point I really want to focus on making the actual gameplay of the level be what I want it to be. I'm trying to think about how I want to gate the player into actually interacting or combating the enemies instead of just running past them. That's like a big thing for me right now. It's like, how do I do that in a way that feels actually engaging and not just like a waste of time, you know? Like, I want the player to feel incentivized, like they should be going through and actually, you know, trying to shoot the enemies. It's no real requirement for them to do it, but you know, I should probably be rewarded with something if they're gonna go out of their way. I guess if I'm just going through all these areas, I gotta figure out like what feels like that super fight feels okay. You can choose to either combat it from down here, or you can jump up to this platform and fight it from here. So you do have some options in how you want to combat the Slooper there. This is like two spiders next to each other, which I think is probably too much. But you can also just fight them by shooting vertically as well, which is fine. This, yeah, okay. I need to fix my my bullet hit scanning. We had problems, so I removed the logic where it just tries to lock onto the enemy, but now it's causing other issues where it just passes through the enemy now, which we are seeing, unfortunately. Okay, and this, I actually don't mind this either. It's like you have the Slooper and you have the branch bug at the same time. Bonk. I feel like maybe this part up here with the double spiders, I'd maybe swap to like 1. And then we have the last spooter down here, which you're already at the floor at this point, but you can go out of your way to try and fight him if you want. It's just a bit awkward to like jump shoot. That's like the big problem that I'm having right now. It's just the jump shooting feels really awkward. I kind of need a solution to this problem, I think. Like, I shouldn't have to time. Feels really awkward to time it. I think my jump just needs to be a bit slower to make the timing easier. It's like my initial response for like having a solution. Maybe I could also just make the projectile a bit bigger. Might be a little too small right now. I think that's probably a good solution too. Because it probably is just that the pea shooter is too small. And then when I go over here, I want to come out into... Okay. So, alright, you know what we're going to do? We're going to pop over to paint real fast. This is... Let's say, like, this is... What I'm about to draw is more or less the starting area. So, give me the pencil tool. It's like... We've got this, and then there's the gap, and there's this. Right? Okay. So this is our starting area, and in the starting area you have all the trees. And it looks something like this. And there's the gap in the middle, which is where the, like, chasm is. Right, so there's our, like, little forest area. Looks something like that. But, you know, hopefully, like, a little less shit. Now, what I want to do for this area, it's going to be pretty straightforward. We're going to extend to the left about this much, maybe. And right's going to go all the way, like, to the end of the screen. So I want, like, our little spawn location to be, like, a little house that's over here. Right? So this is your like start location. So you start here, and then I want there to be this like big structure over on the right. So this is gonna go all the way up like this. This probably won't reach that high. But you'll constantly be disincentivized to go this way. It's not going to stop the player from going this way. Like if the player really wants to ignore all the signs, then they can go ahead in terms of moving in this direction. Like that's fine. But I do want to make it that you are disincentivized and eventually you should travel left. Like that's the goal. At some point you go left. Now what do I want? The thing is I kind of like have this space right here. And I'm kind of undecided if I want to put anything in the space at all, honestly. We might put something in there, but again, I kind of don't know if I want anything yet. This area, that's in gray, I'm definitely not going to work on just yet. I have an idea for what I want to be in this spot. This spot I'm a little unsure of. And this spot is basically going to be the lead up to this like little boss area. And the boss area is going to look something like this. It's going to be it's basically going to be a fountain. Is the idea. So, I mean, like, we could try and make the fountain now. I'm, like, down for that. I would probably want a few different tiers to the fountain. And something that we can do while building this as well is we can work on making the character be able to, like, you should be able to walk into the fountain and jump up onto it. And then you can fall through the fountain to the bit below. So, okay, I think we're gonna focus on this then for the rest of the stream. So if we're looking at this, right, what do we want the fountain structure to look like? Well, I kind of want it to look something like this. Gonna be a super rough sketch. And then this is gonna be, you know, water. And then behind the water, we're going to have like another tier that pops up. And it's the same thing. I guess it doesn't have this bit, but it rises out of the water. There's another tier of water. And then in the middle of this one, we have one more. But this is where the actual fountain like shoots out from. So it's probably going to be something more along the lines of like this. Pops out the top. And then maybe like an additional pedestal up here. And then this is where the water's actually going to gush from, right? And then there's water flowing like over the edges here. Like this. Probably shouldn't go over the edges. Maybe it like comes out like the bottom bits here, perhaps. But yeah, I basically want to have this like kind of fountain design. So this is what we're going to work on first, I think. I'm going to do like each of these tiers individually is my plan. Oh, I'm realizing now that from a perspective, you shouldn't actually be able to see any of the water. It should just literally be tiered levels. But the player can like fall into this. And then you'll like see water particles that'll splash up. I think is the way to do it. How complex is it going to make this? Like, probably fine. I probably need like a way to like indicate that this is the edge. Maybe I'd like make it darker. I don't know. I have to think about it, I reckon. But okay. I think we just start working on it. Considering this is probably going to take up most of the stream anyway. So let's get a better canvas size. I think I want to have like a 16 by 4. Maybe. Yeah, we can make the first tier out of this. Yeah, I reckon. I could make it wider. I kind of do want to make it wider, honestly. Oh, that's way too wide. Like this. The problem is if I make it this... Okay, so it's like this width. This is a little better, I think. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about having a background on this. Let's hide that. Okay, so let's work on getting the outlines sorted first. So I'll use like this gray as the outline. I think I typically use like 18 pixels for my outlines in these. So we'll zoom in, we'll scroll right to the end. I really need to have like a set width that I consistently use for all of my outlines, I think. I believe 18 is what I typically do. I can't scroll to the right, can I? God, that's so annoying. Guess I just have to zoom out. See, that's too low though. Yo, what's up, Potato? How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. We're trying to do some art, but as we know, my art skills are questionable at best. But I think there's something somewhat appealing about watching a dev who kind of has no idea what they're doing in the art space attempt to make art. Because I think that's a lot of people. A lot of people like don't want to make games because like, yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. I can't make any assets. But I don't think you just shouldn't let that stop you. Like, you can have absolute garbage art, because at first it doesn't matter anyway, it's all placeholder. You know, as you work on the project, you'll get better at it. And you'll replace it later down the line anyway. So, like, don't let that hold you back, is all I'm trying to say. Okay, now what I'm thinking is... I actually want to do... The problem is that, how am I going to get this width to match on both sides? I need it to be symmetrical. Ay. Okay. So if I want it to be like here. Oh, it's doing it in like pixel measurements, which is a pain in the ass. Alright, whatever. 122 is what I was looking at. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then I need to drag across from here. You know, at the end of the day, it's like, hell, if I can draw something, so can you. Absolutely. All right, so I did 122. So here we're at 31.9. So what's 32 minus 122? 1.22. It's 31.78. That's the number I need to get to. No. What? Thirty. 30.78. Here. I think this should pretty much match. It might not be exact, but it'll be close enough. Sure, on like other art programs, you can get it to look exactly symmetrical. Like, there's probably just a symmetrical tool. But hey, that's fine. I'm gonna get back over here. I just want to fill in this corner. There we are. Okay, we're going to get the lighter gray and bucket fill this. And I also want to bucket fill that. Now the question is, how do I get this to look a little nicer? Oh, it's so annoying. How do I do it? Trying to draw 3D objects in a 2D space is such a pain. This is the lower tier. How do I get this to look nice? I feel like I should do this. Just kind of need to play around with it until it looks decent. Okay. See, now obviously this definitely looks off because I'm missing the outline. So I feel like what I should actually do here is have an even darker gray. Fill this with the darker gray, and then I can fill this at top with the in-between one. Oh, I went too low. Awesome, love that. There we go. Okay, we're almost there. Question is, how is this gonna look, huh? And I don't really know. I think it looks a little nicer. Is it perfect? Hell no. But I think it looks a little better. God, it'd be nice if I could color in the lines, you know? That's a skill that I need, apparently. And then I feel like I need something to differentiate this bottom bit texture-wise from the top is really the thing. So this is where the water's gonna be. So you can kind of like stand on the lip of this fountain at the edges here. But otherwise you'll dip down. But I kind of want something to accentuate like the base. Oh, I just don't really know how I decorate it. Just gonna draw some random lines and see if anything looks decent. It's like not quite what I want. Look, I could just use an even lighter gray than this. Yeah, like something up here. It looks kind of ugly there. I don't know. I think I'd think on it. We'll just go with this for now. I won't worry too much about the assets. So let's save this. This is going to be our first one. PNG. Where are we? Pictures. Image. Let's say fountain level 1. Okay. Now for the second level. I kind of want it to be the same thing, but just squished. Fly on my monitor. So I think I don't want it to be quite half the size. It should be a bit more than a half. But what we're gonna try and do is just this. Bit of a sneaky maneuver. Okay, so let me drag it to like here for now. Oh, it's off. Come on, man. Why is it so hard to get in the right place? I think that's on the money. Yeah, okay. And then if I go into image properties, I can reduce the width. Let's set it to like 2/3 the width, I think. 8, 16, 24. Maybe 3/4. Let's try 3/4. 3/4 is probably fine. I feel like I need to make it even thinner. Yeah, we'll go with like this width. Alright, we'll try this. And yeah, I still have to do the most important part, which is the top of the fountain. Oh, this is going to be impossible for me to get in the right spot, actually. Oh my god. Oh, that's so annoying. God, I hate MS Paint. This fucking program. It's actually impossible to use this. How does anyone use MS Paint? At what point do I start to get good at using MS Paint? When does that happen? It's there. Okay, and then all we have to do is fill in this center bit, which like cannot be that difficult, right? If the pen tool ever worked how I wanted it to, that'd be awesome. Okay, we got there. So that's the second tier. It's the same thing, it's just a bit smaller. Fountain level 2. And then the third one is going to be taller. Let's say 1.5 times the height. And let's give it a lot less width. Actually, I'll give it double the height because I'll make it like 2-tiered. And then the width is only going to be like half the original at most. Probably... Yeah, let's do half the original. Okay. So I'm going to make this one look fairly different, to be honest. I missed. Honestly, it'd probably just be faster to just draw it again. I'm not gonna lie. Than doing this. Okay, so we're gonna have a block that comes up. I want to like delete the entire top half. Delete all of that. Okay. So just like really rough sketching, it's gonna be up to like that much. And it will go left. And then we'll have an extra block in the middle. So something like that. And I reckon we do just leave it at this. That way I just don't have to fuck around with it any more than I already have. Because that's like reasonably centered, honestly, just off pure random guessing. Fill. I guess I need this thing to have the same top though as the others that I was using, which is really annoying. Yeah, I kind of need it to have the same. I mean, I can do it. Okay, let's just do it. Let's just do it, whatever. It was 122 was the magic number. Right here. It's probably not going to have the same height as the other ones, but... Sue me. Okay, 16. Also, let me flatten this top. Okay, so 16 minus 122 is 1478. Which is right here. Let me just do this real fast. Ba-da-da-da-da. Sure, it's just an easy way to square these edges. And then... Bucket. Lovely. Okay. I accidentally filled this apparently with the wrong one. So I'm gonna have to real quick go over this. I don't know why it sucks so much going left and right. Horizontally was the word I was looking for. Okay, so something like that. And I reckon we call it there because I can't be bothered doing anything more than that. Okay, I've clearly made the height not perfect on this. I'm wondering whether or not I should bother trying to adjust it. It's probably not worth it, I'll be honest. Although I think I did just get it. Okay, I did. And then I go into image properties and I set this to like 6. Actually, why am I even doing this when I can just zoop? Alright, we got it. PNG. Fountain level 3. Save. Alright, let's get these imported into the game, shall we? What I'm gonna do is take this. I'm gonna widen it even more than it already is. Drag it like that. Okay, now we got some space. Okay, I'm gonna make an empty object for fountain. And let's import these, where are we? Assets, sprites, where are my sprites? Yeah. I need one for scenery. I want to go import new assets. These 3, import. Okay, let's see how these look. Okay, I think the level 3 I didn't reduce by enough. So I might just do a little bit of this. It's not gonna look as good, but like, whatever. Fountain is at the right spot, awesome. Let me get all of these. And drag them down so that they line up with the ground. That'll do, whatever. So, you know, we want to make this like some actually good looking water feature. For right now, that's a lot of work. What I'm gonna do as well, I'm gonna put these, let me draw these properly. Where are we? Order in layer. These are not foreground, they're background. I'm gonna give this negative. Well, I kind of have, hold on. I have them in environment. These platforms, what order do I give them? 0. Okay, I guess they're not really background. I'll give it like, what does the player have as its order in layer? 0. Let me give the player like 5. Maybe even 10. And let's say the fountain can have, let's give the first fountain 5, and then 4, and then 3. Okay, and the idea is that I kind of don't want the outline showing. So like I probably should have just drawn them without the outline, but like whatever. Okay, so it's gonna look something like that. This doesn't touch the base, but you'll not notice it anyway. I mean, I can probably just drag it down a little more. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so there's the fountains, and I'm going to drag these into this parent fountain object. Which, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab this and I'm going to pull it over. May as well make it a proper prefab. I'll have it stick like here or something. Drag all these into this. And then they're all in respect to this one, and I can drag it around together as a whole. Awesome. Okay, the next thing I have to do is actually attach rigid bodies to these and box colliders. Or actually, they're not going to be box... Well, I could do them in a... I guess I actually have to use a bunch of separate box colliders. I need a couple walls. So wall, 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 wall. I'm going to need 4 walls per fountain tier. None of them have... No, they do have floors. None of them have ceilings. Okay. So let's do fountain 0 first. I'm going to make another... Because you can't give one thing multiple box colliders, right? That doesn't work. Oh, you can. Can you tag these differently? You can't tag them differently. Okay, that's fine though, because what I can do is it means I can have one child object underneath it, which is just for walls. And then I can tag that with... Oh no, it is layer. Oh. Okay, in that case I probably should just have one. But like if I look at like these, I guess this is a bad example. If I go to my environment prefabs, then I take platform. This platform has a different thing for every single box collider, which I'm now realizing is dumb because you can just have multiple box colliders on the same object. But what I am gonna have to do, create an empty underneath it. You can only, no, I don't even have to do this. Yeah, I can just have like all the box colliders be on the parent and then I override their tags. This is terrain. But I don't have to give it a layer. Because this is only the... This is the layer of everything if it doesn't have an override, but if I just override everything, it's fine. Okay. We're gonna do this then. So... yoink that. And I'll make it just as wide as this edge. That's fine. So something like... Something like that will do. Let's make it 30.7. And I'll leave that as is. What do I have at 30.72? Okay, I'll just do that then, whatever. And then where's the offset? 0, 0. How does that not have an offset? 0, 0. 0. Oh, that's the size. Shit. Wait, hold on, I'm a dumbass. Give me a second. Okay, I want the sizes to be identical. What I don't want to be identical is the offsets. Also, wait, how is this working? Hold on. Huh? Wait, am I crazy? Did it like undo my... Oh, it totally did. Oh, I think I got confused because there's multiple colliders. I think that's what happened. Okay, I figured it out. I did get confused due to the multiple colliders. Which means the one that I probably had correct would have been the other one. So before I adjusted this size... Yeah, so this is the right wall right now. So this is what I want to copy, and I want to make it 0.16. So 0.16 here. I need to give it an offset of 15.27, but in the negative. Awesome. Okay. And then both of these are going to have layer overrides of wall. Let me look up how these work as well. Unity layer overrides. Exclude layers of the layer you created. Okay, I don't really get. I probably have to mess around with this. The layer override priority for this collider to make a decision whether a contact should be produced or not. Include layers. The layers to include for contacts, merging with any layer already included via the layer collision matrix. The layer to exclude for contacts. Alright, well, we're gonna try it. In fact, what I can do is I can just drag my player over here and we'll just see if it works or not. So this is gonna be step one, I guess. Will we get blocked? We will not. Concerning. I'm also realizing I shouldn't actually get blocked. This shouldn't actually be a wall. But I want to see if I can get this to work to begin with anyway. I think that this doesn't do what I want it to do. I think layer overrides is not quite what I was hoping for. Like, if I set this layer to be wall, it should work in blocking the player now, I'd imagine. Yeah, which it does. But it's not what I want to happen, unfortunately. Layer-based collision detection. Two colliders. One object with different layers. Can I do that? Okay, just says create child objects. Alright, fair enough. So we just have to do what we did originally, which is fine. Okay, it does mean I have to lose these colliders, but I can do that in a moment. So I'm gonna have walls here. In fact, I need to dump these colliders anyway, because they're just not gonna be any good. So I just remove and remove. I'm gonna go to walls. In fact, I should specify wall colliders. Okay, and we're going to add a box collider. And we're going to set it. Okay, let's try and do this manually. That's way too big. 0.4. Okay, let's make it a bit bigger on the y-axis. It's like 2.5-ish. Raise this a bit more. I'm realizing that this might be annoying to set up the wall. Because I only want this wall to apply to the player if they're in this recessed part. Which is really annoying. I'm realizing now. Okay, it's gonna be a little jank. I think if I want to make an actual solution to this, I'm gonna have to figure it out later. So for now, I'll just go with what I am reasonably comfortable with. And we can work on fixing this another time. So probably want it like that, and then I want the X size to be a little smaller. Probably 0.21, even smaller than that, even smaller than that. That's probably good, 0.18. And we want this to be 14.18. 19's probably fine, yeah, 19. Okay, and then we want another box collider, which is the same thing but mirrored. Basically what we did before. It's gonna have this, but it'll be negative. And everything else will be identical. Okay. So we got a couple wall colliders. We need a floor collider next. So we're gonna have floor collider. Yet another 2D box collider. Let's try and do the same things before, just do it manually. 20, not big enough. 30 is a little too big, so it's probably about 29, 28. Somewhere between 28 and 29. It's probably about 0.3, 5, 6, 5. Probably about 5, 6. Okay, and now the next thing we do is we raise it up. We're going to reduce the Y size by a lot. 1.8, 1.7, I think looks about right. Reduce the Y value. It's like 7.5, 7.6. That'll do. I reckon we leave it at like that. I'm realizing now I have to split this into separate objects, which is really annoying. In fact, to get this kind of like fountain functionality that I want, I have to do way more work than I currently am. So this will like work. Well, maybe it won't work. Oh, because I haven't tagged the collider. Dope. Alright, let me tag this collider, not as wall, but instead as floor ground. Yeah, so like one thing I want to do is I want to make it that like the player is behind this part of the sprite, but then I kind of have to split this off into a separate sprite basically. It's like making this fountain look how I want it to look is going to be way more effort than I was anticipating, I think. I also want this to have a higher order in layer. Let's just give it the same as the player, which is 10. So it appears in front. Apparently my shots just die against the wall, or they don't despawn. So that's cool. I need some additional floor colliders. So we're gonna need 2 more of them. The X offset is more than 10. Looks like it's about... It's about 14 point something. Yeah, it looks about right. 14.8, let's lift it. Actually, I need to lift it up to here. Yeah, about there. Reduce the Y size by a lot. Lift this a little more. That's pretty good. I can probably reduce it slightly. Ah, it'll be fine. And then just increase the X size of it. Not that much. I need to reduce the offset as well. What did I do there? The X offset needs to come back. That's way too much. That's not enough. Somewhere in here. Probably that. Sides is gonna have 1 more. Alright, that looks good. And then we make 1 more final collider, which is this. Alright. I mean, that's the first layer of the fountain done. Again, it looks really whack. I didn't really anticipate the fact that this is not as simple as I was kind of expecting it to be. So it's kind of weird, because I only want this wall in here to apply if you're inside the fountain. It shouldn't apply from outside. Like, if I jump in like this, I shouldn't get clipped on that. But it's really... I'm going to have to, like, do actual programming to get that functionality to work. Which I was not anticipating having to do. Also, I didn't realize I was going to have to split this upper section of the fountain into a separate sprite so that the player can effectively sit behind it, like it needs to be in the foreground. Except it's only in the foreground. It's like you move behind it, though. Oh, it's so weird, actually. How do you get the... Oh... That's like an entirely separate issue for another day, I think. Anyway, I gotta make it... So, like, this is more or less the battleground, though, for the fight. So you're, like, fighting on this fountain against some other dude that's gonna be jumping up and down. I mean, look, maybe I don't have this, like, dipping thing. It's probably not worth it, honestly. Because I want to be able to drop through the platform as well. Which doesn't make any actual sense if it's recessed. Because then it implies there's a wall that you have to drop over. Which there's no way I can actually do in the game, right? Otherwise I'd have to, like, jump around. Like, I want to be able to drop a layer, like, really quick. Yeah, I'm realizing in hindsight that this is just not quite what I want. But hey, I mean, you have to do it to come to those conclusions, right? So I think that is something I would work on fixing next time. Which, yeah. Yeah, I think, look, next stream, I think we might tidy this up a bit. I'll fix these sprites. They're just going to be gray blocks, but I mean, whatever, who cares? That'll be fine. Won't matter that much. Getting some, like, water particles will be the actually interesting thing, but yeah, it's not going to be easy to do by any means. And then we need to, like, make some actual boss enemy. Like, after we've got the arena, it's about actually making the enemy that you're fighting against. We're just going to be a pretty straightforward enemy. Like, it's just going to be fighting them with the pea shooter. I did choose good sizing, though. Like, in terms of, like, jumping up and down. Like, even with the recess, it's like you barely make this jump if you full jump. So, sizing-wise, I chose good sizing for the sprites. This upper one needed to be thinner. Which, you know, I manually made it thinner in Unity, and you can't really notice it that much. It's like this outline slightly thinner than this one, but it's barely noticeable unless you're really paying attention. But, yeah. Okay. I mean, I did say I was probably only going to do a pretty short daily today. Didn't get a whole lot done, but at least I have a little more direction for what I want to do next time. So, hop into the next stream. If you want to catch some... Oh, how did I even do that? Accidentally changed my scene. Yeah, tune in the next stream if you want to catch some, hopefully more interesting content. Thanks for stopping by, Potato. All right, I will catch you around. Have a good one.